the more you chase someone, the faster they run away.
Is that really true, I wonder?
I wonder. I don't know.
Chase and run. I mean, just the word, you're chasing someone, it sounds kind of
like scary.
It makes me feel like I'd want to run away.
So that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's episode. Oh, Get Real with the English Sisters. I think if you chase someone, they run away because you sound like desperate. People don't like desperation, do they?
No, so there is so I think you have to sort of, if you really, really like someone, you've got to like dose it, you know?
Act cool.
You've got to act cool. Yeah, that's it. You've got to. Yeah. I'm thinking about how my husband, like literally, I felt.
He did chase you.
He did. I mean, he like exhausted.
Wouldn't have got away with that now.
No.
That was almost like stalking levels.
It was like every day. Yeah, he was in Italy. I was in England. He would like phone me every single day, and it would be almost boring on the phone because we used to have those old-fashioned hand phones on the wall, and I was just holding it and thinking, I could barely even understand Italian.
No.
So it was just like, hello, what are you doing? Oh my God. And I mean, I'd only met him on a random vacation, so yeah, that was like, but he was constantly like wore me down every day, and then he even came to the UK, to meet me, so I kind of
You weren't that interested in him, were you?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't interested at all. It was like, just keep it was like the kind of more old-fashioned probably idea of courtship, that I didn't even realize I was being courted.
Yes.
But because I was 18 and I was like brought up in an English background, and he was an Italian, he was much older, 28 years old, and he had a different idea. That's how you would court a girl. Like in Italy, you would leave a rose on her car for months. And then all of a sudden you'd appear, and you would do these things, and that's how he thought it was normal to make a phone call every day, even though my parents would answer the phone. Most of the times it would be our mother. She would answer the phone, and I would be saying, no, I don't want to talk to him. No. Just say I'm at the doctor's or something.
She would be embarrassed, wouldn't she?
She would be so embarrassed. She would say, come on, he was a nice guy that had you at his home and he invited you. Be kind to him. And I thought, Mum, that's enough. I don't...
If it hadn't been for Mum actually answering the phone, you probably would have never answered
I used to stare at the phone and think, oh my God, not again. Because he used to work for a phone company, to be fair. So he would get all these phone calls, that were in the 80s.
They used to cost a fortune in those days.
They used to cost a lot of money. He would get them for free. And so he would just be there at his office and ding, 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 phone the UK.
That would be on his agenda.
Oh, yeah. It was actually on his agenda. Phone Jutka. So, I mean, we'd literally met. I came hitchhiking to Italy. We met for 2 weeks. Yes, there was something. There was a little bit of romance. We'd held hands.
Yeah.
We spent like, I had, I stayed at his apartment, and we spent like one real night together. I was an innocent virgin, so I thought that we'd actually had a proper, relationship, but we hadn't even, for me, I thought, oh, wait, he touched like second, third base. That was a big deal. But then, then the day before I actually left to hitchhiking back home, he actually said to me, we went to this little restaurant, and he said, this is not goodbye. This is going to, we're destined to be together. We're going to stay together this is going to be your love story. And I thought, no, not really, because I'm going back now. You're nice and you're kind and you're like the first man that's ever showed any interest. Made me feel like, pretty and appreciated. Because I was a bit of an ugly duckling, in those days. Like,
You felt like
I felt like that. And And I felt like, this interest. But I thought, this is never going to, bye. That's it. But then little did I know there was a reason why he asked for the phone number, and then it was going to be a constant persistence, as they used to call it.
That reminds me of, I think, Grant Cardone. He did the same with his wife, who had nothing to do with him. And as soon as he saw her, he said, I'm going to marry. And he says it nowadays, it would be considered stalking.
Really?
Because
yes,
to the lengths that he went to get her to go out with him.
Yes.
And when she kept saying, no, I don't like your type, you're not my type. I don't like your ideals, what you represent, I'm not really bothered with. When they talk about their love story, it was always like that. And he just kept insisting and insisting.
And insisting. And there you go. I mean, there's something to be said for that kind of
old-fashioned. He chased like mad.
But he never did show himself as being needy.
No. So
but
I suppose that's the distinction.
Yes. Yeah. He did chase, and he did, and he came to England. He actually said, I'm getting on a flight. I'm going to be there at Gatwick Airport on this date. And I remember thinking, what if I can just not go and pick him up? And then I told my mum, and she said, who is it, that jaw fellow? I said, yes, Mum. He said, he's coming round and he's coming like on this day. And she said, of course you have to go. You're going to have to go and greet him. You stayed at his house. He treated you really well when you were in Rome, in Italy, and it's our duty once again, to be good, to
good
be
citizens,
not good, like to be good, to offer him our house now, people. To be kind and let him stay with us, and we have to look after him, sort of thing, because he looked after you. So I did go and pick him up, and that's the end of a long story. But anyway,
yeah. And how many years
and we're still
together?
It's been like 39 years now. So It has been a very long time.
I think it's more than that. Not married, together, it's been more than that. Since you were 18.
Yeah, no, well, I'm 57 now. It's about 39 years. Definitely a very, very long time together. And... yeah, but that, I mean, I don't know why I thought that, because you said the more you chase somebody, the more
you chase, the less likely they are to be interested in you. I mean, you weren't interested in him at first, but then he obviously did the right things afterwards.
Well, he was a clever chaser, wasn't he?
He didn't show himself to be needy.
No, he didn't.
Chased at the right time. So maybe...
I guess it's like, the tiger, when you're going, you see the prey, what do? They can't run all the time, because they get exhausted as well. They wait, like the little cats as well. They wait, they go down, they wait for the right moment. Yes, they pace, and then they pounce in that particular case. Of hunting, you have to be patient.
But, I mean, what about, say, okay, in love and that, if you... Obviously, no one... I mean... Now, if you act like desperate or needy, it's going to be a massive red flag. Nobody is going to go near you.
No, it's not nice to be needy or desperate.
So in that case, to chase is not a good thing.
No.
But what about in life? If you're chasing your dreams, chasing.
I think the thing about chasing is that sometimes you might be so busy with the chase part of it that you might not realise what you've already got, and you might forget to actually enjoy the journey.
Yeah, because how many people are actually that happy when they actually get there?
That's what I mean.
And when they get there, do they just, chase something else? Do they just, the bar, we'll raise another bar now.
Yes, yeah.
So say if you're chasing, if you want to be, say, a millionaire, you get to be a millionaire, then what?
That's not enough.
No, then it's, okay, I've done that. Okay, great. And now I want to be a billionaire, and I want to be a multi-billionaire.
Exactly. There are always other people that are going to have more than you, or that perhaps with your lifestyle, then you need to raise the bar, like what you were saying, because you have other, financial needs. the higher you get, the more you have to pay, the more you have to,
the more stressed you can get.
It's all in proportion, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And how happy are you actually when you might be really happy if you appreciate the moment, but then I don't think that's really chasing. If you're appreciating each step of the way and enjoying the journey, you're not actually chasing. You just have a goal in mind, but you're not chasing it. You're in acceptance.
Well, to
I
be
may
fair,
get there, I may not.
That's what my husband did say at the time, because when he did say, we'll meet you in Gatwick, he remembers just the other day he was talking about it. He said, in my mind, I did know there was a chance that you might just not appear.
Yeah.
Because you didn't sound that convinced on the phone. And I wasn't even sure you even understood me. Because I told you, write it down, but I told you in Italian, and you were writing down numbers, but, like the flight and the time, but I didn't know whether you were going to be there, and I just had to accept the fact that I might arrive in a foreign country, in a place where he couldn't speak English, and nobody would be there to say hello. So in the meantime, he sort of started making friends on the plane with other Italians and saying, hey, I'm going on this adventure, but I have no idea. So he let go of the outcome, and he enjoyed the adventure. The experience. So in that particular case, to be fair, that is what he did say. So it wasn't just like a crazy chase. No, I'm crazy about this girl. If she says no, I'm going to, be really, really upset. It was just like, okay, an adventure.
Yeah. So whatever,
it's a bit of a game.
will be.
Yes, it was a bit of a game, really, I think. So in my particular case. But yes, I think if you can have that mindset, like chasing success, yes. But if you're in that mindset of whatever will be, I'm going to put my best, I'm going to give my whole for this project. But if it doesn't work out, there may be something else along.
Yeah, thinking about my husband, he did the opposite of chasing.
Yes, he was very clever.
I wouldn't have been interested in him in the slightest one bit.
No, he acted cool, didn't he?
Acted
what you
so cool. Yeah. I mean, we met in our dig, so we were living together. I was one of two girls in a big house with, I think there were 5 boys there. And I thought, oh God, this is
university.
I was a bit scared because I thought
I was
a bit
scared
dodgy.
For you.
There's all these men in the house, but I thought there's another girl. It should be okay. Being a bit naive as you are in those days, you just went for it. You went for the adventure. And he was one of the 5 lads, and he kept his cool, but he really liked me right from the start when he first saw me, and I didn't think anything of him. He was not my type.
Absolutely not your type.
No,
a shy redhead. Yeah. Absolutely not.
And he kept it really cool, and he was his room was on the way. I was right up in the attic. He would always leave his door open, so I would always pop in.
Clever, wasn't he?
Hi John, what you doing? You bored? Yeah. Okay, I'm just sitting. He would just be pretending. I was just having him be asleep. But no, I'm awake. I'm just, because when I would see his door open, I'd think, oh, he wants to have a chat. So I would go and chat.
Obviously, there was a part of you that liked him, though, because he was really sweet.
Him. Yeah. We became really good friends. But I didn't think anything else about, I would never dream of romance.
Oh, no, absolutely.
But he kept his cool. He didn't chase at all. And in the end, it was me who did the chasing, because then when you said that, I was in love with him.
He was lucky I was around.
Yeah, because I mean, I might have realised on my own, but I don't know.
A lot of these things slip away and you don't realise them.
They do slip away, yeah.
Because you had other young men that were interested in you at the time. Yeah. And so it could have just slipped away. I mean, it was because Violetta phoned me. I was still in our parents' house, and she actually phoned me on the same phone, the wall phone. It was funny. And we were having a chat, and all she would talk about was, oh, I did this with John, and I went to see John play football. Then I went with this, and we had a long chat with John. We went to see this weird film. It was in French or something. Oh, cool, with John. Okay, everything was John. I said,
but wasn't it when I came home that I was still talking about him?
Yes, and then we're on the phone, and then when you actually came to visit and you came home, I thought, oh my God, it just like, it was so clear.
Yeah.
I thought you were in love with John, and Violetta was like, no way do I love him. I'm not in love with him. I just really, really, really like him. I go, you love him. You are in love with this guy. And she was so shocked, weren't you? She was like, no, he's not my type. I go, look, it doesn't matter what he looks like on the outside. You might, he's not your type. Who cares?
Yeah.
This is real love. You have something so special with this person. And then, the rest is history as well. You have been with him for the same amount that I've been together, basically.
Yeah, the same amount.
Almost 40 years now. So, come on. That was a weird beginning.
Well, I've been longer with him than I was alive on my own now, we've calculated.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I know, no, come on.
Yes.
How can that be longer with him than alive on your own? You have not. Don't be silly. I know we're
I was 19.
When you met him. You met him, you mean. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
We've been longer together than we have both been separate.
Separate apart.
Yes.
Yes, right. Yeah, us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, we've grown together and we've evolved and...
There's a lesson in your relationship as well.
Well, the lesson is that he did not chase and he got.
And he wasn't your type.
No.
But in the end, so there is more to physical.
Yeah, there's more to
There
physical.
is more to physical attraction.
Yeah.
Like this instant physical.
It was a bit like Love is Blind. If I couldn't see him, I would have been completely, massively in love with him.
Oh, yes.
If I hadn't seen him and just been talking to him.
And I was not attracted to my husband either, at all. I thought, no way, you're shorter than me. That was a big no-no. Because I am quite tall, and I thought, no, I want a guy, that's
tall.
at least a little bit taller than me.
Yeah.
He says he is taller than me, but come on, is he really? Maybe 1 centimetre, but, I just wear a
tiny heel, you're taller.
Tiny little heel. I'm already taller than him. I had to get married in complete flats because...
Yeah.
Because he's not tall. I mean, he thinks he's tall because he's Italian, of that era. He's like, I am 174 and he is like maybe 174.5. Let's face it. I used to think he was very short.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I'm sort of kind of got used to him. I mean, I should have got used to him by now. But yes, he definitely wasn't my ideal. And I know that John was not yours.
No. It's funny.
But they love you now, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and so you overcome that part as well,
yeah,
don't you? Yeah,
obviously. Then the attraction comes. Once I realised I was in love, then the attraction came. It's like it all flooded me, the whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. You suddenly
I
thought,
just went
wow,
for it.
I had, I did not realise it. It's like in those rom-coms, isn't it? When they have...
When they're good friends and they don't realise that they're actually attracted to each other.
Yeah. It's very true in life as well.
Life, so chase.
So you chase and, you've got to realise that it's not just about the chase, is it?
About the journey.
It's all about the journey. And it's
during the day by day.
It's about the person that you've got in front of you. It's about, so many different things. Yeah, it's definitely not just, and then you can be perseverance, not perseverance. You can be...
persevere.
Yes, you can persevere, but what...
Yeah, as long as you're not bothering the other person, obviously. I mean, if the other person
if John
said,
hadn't
do not
persevered
phone,
with you, he would have
like
never.
if you said to Jojo, never ever phone me again. I don't want to hear from you again.
Oh no, I was
and then
not.
You weren't. You were quite chatty.
Polite.
You were polite.
We were taught to
like,
be. Yes,
you just say okay. He'd probably say okay. I'll phone you tomorrow. You say okay, bye.
Yeah.
And then you'd hope he wouldn't phone.
No, I used to say things like, no, tomorrow I'm busy. I'm going to college. I'm going to school. Yeah, but. In the end, a lot of it got lost in translation, to be fair. Perhaps if we had been of the same language, he would not have persevered as much because he would have understood me and thought,
you more and think, well,
the vibes are not there. Yeah. I mean, he did have like a coupe de, when he first saw me. What's it called?
He had a first love.
No, it's that lightning thing. What's it called? Colpo di fulmine, you call it in Italian, which means like...
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight. But it's a fulmine. It's like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So he did not feel love. He said he didn't realise he loved me. He just really liked me. It was like attraction.
Yeah, but that's what they call
love at first sight, right? Okay.
In English, it's called love at first sight. Is when you just see someone and you know you want to be with them.
Right. Okay.
There's a mad attraction, a mad love for that person.
For something, yes. Yeah. He said he felt it when the first time he ever saw me. Yes, he had that.
Yeah.
But I definitely did not, and I did not. Yeah.
I don't think John had that, but he must have had something similar because he remembers the exact moment of me eating the marmalade sandwiches.
He had that. Are you kidding? He just says he didn't. He had it the first time he ever saw you. Come on, you remember you were eating a marmalade. Yeah. It's the same way that Giorgio, he says he remembers me opening the car door.
Yeah, but I remember him as well. I remember him coming in his like little football outfit. This guy that comes in.
I guess you remembered him because it was like an event in the house when there were lots of boys.
Yeah, and I didn't know he lived there. So I said, "Do you live here?" And he said, "Yeah." And he thought, "Oh, God."
She doesn't even know I live in the same house.
And I was here before her. And he was a second-year student. So he was more used to living in digs and everything.
It's because we were very...
But we remember the exact words and, more or less to the word. We remember exactly what happened at that time. So it was obviously an eventful moment.
I guess I remember it too.
Yeah, it's like what they say when you're in that love state or that like.
I definitely wasn't in a love state. I was in a fight or flight state.
Well, fight or flight then, but
I was like when I saw him, he was on this balcony,
you're in a particular state of mind. You're not in like just being normal, just going about your day. You wouldn't even remember.
No, definitely. I was not in a normal situation. I was hitchhiking and this weird guy had picked us up and he was scary. And he said, "I'm going to introduce you to another guy." And from what we understood, and then he rang on the doorbell and then my husband appeared on this balcony of Romeo and Juliet. But it was like the scary version. And I saw this guy and I thought, oh my God. And this other guy in the car, I mean, the story is very long. He said, "I'm going to take you to this guy's house." And we were saying, "No, we want to get out. Get us out of the car." So the whole thing, it's very, very odd. But anyway, I do remember seeing his face. Yeah. Even though I couldn't see very well at the time.
No.
It was, I had...
You probably imagined it. Or maybe your senses were sharpened. You can't. You know what they say when you're in fight or flight. You can suddenly see. You can... Everything is like sharpened.
Obviously, yes, I remember. I remember seing the hair and the smile. I was slightly short-sighted. Yeah, I remember it. I guess what you do a lot of the times when you don't realize that you're falling for somebody is the feelings that you feel. Yeah. Like the kindness was coming through, good vibes. Yeah. Whereas the other person that picked us up in the car, it was bad vibes. I did not like that person. I had to get away from them. But this other person was, you can sense it. But I mean, I don't know whether this has got anything to do with chasing. Well, but it's gone on a bit of a story here. Yes. But these stories are like stories that our mother used to tell us. Yeah. And there's a reason why we're sharing them with you because they have served us well. And we hope that our stories may serve you, and to the listeners out there, because they're just life stories, but they're real life, and they're things that really do happen. And
I suppose it's also a lesson that don't always be so quick to push things away because they might be good for you in the end.
They might. I mean, from both of our stories, as far as relationship goes. They might be good for you. Yes, they might. They definitely. I mean, I do love him very, 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 very much, my husband, and so do you. Yeah. So yes, they were treasures in disguise. Let's say.
Maybe they don't think they were in disguise.
They were in disguise to our eyes.
Yeah,
we couldn't realise it.
Anyway, let us know what you think. Has chasing ever done you any good service or not? What do you think? We're definitely we've definitely had experiences of it.
We've had experiences, and I know that to be persistent, like in business, is
It's
good.
yeah.
But if you feel that you're just chasing, and you're not getting to where you want to go, that's not good.
No,
you've
you
got
have to reevaluate and
accept and change plans, even though you think, no, I've
invested so much in this.
Yes. And it is also true that a lot of the times you're almost there.
Yeah.
And you don't go that further step. But in this particular case, I think, there's a difference between chasing and being ambitious. You have to understand the difference, if you're...
Yeah, I think if you're ambitious, it's all good and good. It's good stuff. As long as you don't get too attached to the outcome. Because when the outcome comes, you might not even be that bothered in the end. It's about the journey, really. It's about enjoying making sure it's my everyday, quite nice. Do I actually enjoy my everyday?
Well, I think you've made a good point there.
Do I actually enjoy every day? Okay, today I really worked really hard, but did I have a good day? Yeah, I did have a good day. Well, okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. Some days, you can work 15, 16, 17 hours and maybe...
As long as you realise that you only have a certain amount of hours to live.
Yeah.
So if you become like mindful of that, and you know that these are your hours, these are your minutes, and they're precious, then that's okay. I'm doing something that's in line with what I believe in.
Yeah, something that's giving me satisfaction.
Or it's giving me satisfaction because it gives me financial freedom, that I can buy things and provide for my family and help others. That's fine. You're getting... something back, aren't you?
Anyway, let us know what you think. Do come and see us on YouTube too, where we have the video version of us and also have the podcast version. So wherever you get your podcasts, come and see us, and come and say hi on Instagram at Get Real with the English Sisters or at the English Sisters, where we also have our luxury lighting, vintage lighting there too. Goodbye for now, and see you soon. Love and smiles.
Bye.
Bye-bye.